Hello, guys. I'm coming live because there has been tons of questions for me to answer in my comment section, and it has been, I would say, over 2 years since I made a video. I'm hoping someone will catch me live and ask me questions so that I can answer you in real time. But in the meantime, even if nobody comes, I will be answering questions that people have posed all this while that I've been away. And before I continue, I want to thank everybody that has subscribed. I can see my following has largely increased. I'm very thankful for that. And hopefully, I will be giving you all useful information as they come to me or as you ask your questions. So, one thing I want to answer very, my priority, the prior question for me would be annual returns in Nigeria as at 2023, what's happening with CAC and annual returns in Nigeria. So CAC released a list. Most people that own businesses definitely know about this. CAC released a list mentioning some companies that will be delisted because they haven't filed their annual returns in the past years, mostly since they were incorporated or some years down the line after they were incorporated. Perhaps they had been filing earlier, but they never filed subsequently. Now, if you'd watched any of my videos, particularly my video for annual returns in Nigeria, you would know that you're supposed to file annual returns 18 months after your company has been registered. If a company has been registered, for example, on the 1st of January 2020, you're going to file it 18 months after 1st of January 2020, meaning that you're going to be filing it most likely on the 30th of June or 1st of July 2021. So that is 18 months, a year, and 6 months after you have filed your annual returns. Now, annual returns presently has become like a hot cake for companies in Nigeria because of that delisting information that CAC brought out some weeks back. And I'm going to tell you what you need to know about it, particularly for persons that are going to be filing annual returns. These are mistakes I have made and I have corrected myself from. Um, Firstly, hi, I can see someone is here. You can ask me any question you deem fit to ask concerning CAC and businesses in Nigeria. I am here to answer you in real time. Okay, so I would go on. Now, the portal is very clogged. The portal is very clogged. Most people are struggling to file annual returns as fast as possible before their companies are delisted. So the portal is clogged. Clogged in the sense that a lot of people are making use of the portal, particularly a particular part of the portal, that is the annual returns, as concerned. Now, what this entails or what this has meant is that sometimes people file annual returns and it gets lost. I personally have filed annual returns and it suddenly disappears from the portal. I have paid, I sent in all necessary documents, and the application on the CAC portal suddenly disappeared. Now, this happens when you want to file more than 1 year. I would say again, if you're just joining, you can ask me any CAC related question for businesses in Nigeria and I'll answer you in real time. Going on to what I was saying, if you are filing annual returns, you have to file it a year at a time. What I've realized is that the portal is clogged. So if you file for more than 1 year, perhaps you have filed for 2020, you've submitted all necessary documents, submitted the application, you can see it's pending on the portal. Don't apply for any other one. Most advisably, don't apply for any other one until that other one has come out because so you have to do it one at a time. Don't do more than one filing at the same time. So if you want to file for 2021 after you file for 2022, wait for the 2020 or 2021 annual returns acknowledgement letter to come out before you file for the next one. Now, that's majorly what I want to talk about for this annual returns filing. Okay. Now, another question most people have been so, what people have been asking and asking all this while is how to become a CAC agent. I would like to make a video entirely different from this one, depicting how you can be a CAC agent. But majorly, if you're a lawyer called to Nigerian bar, you can be a CAC agent. If you're a chartered secretary in Nigeria, you can be a CAC agent. If you're a chartered accountant in Nigeria, you can be a CAC agent. So if you're either of these three things, you are eligible, plus other credentials, other requirements that you have to have and submit in order to be a CAC agent in Nigeria. I will make an entirely different video for that. And that's about that question. On to the next question people have been asking. Although I've made the video about this, I'm still going to answer people. Apparently, maybe you haven't seen the video. I'm going to be answering where to find CAC schedule of fees list. Now, for every action you want to take on CAC, there's a depicted fee for either a business name, a company, or an incorporated trustee. So if you're either of these things or a company limited by guarantee. So if you have either of these businesses or bodies, entities registered with CAC, you will find the schedule of fees on the CAC website. Now, CAC has a website. If you type cac.gov.ng, you would see the website. Now, when you go onto the website, you go to the search icon and you type CAC schedule of fees. When you type CAC schedule of fees, you would see the list, and then you will see the relating actions and their related amounts so that you know where to find what you're looking for. Perhaps I want to file annual returns for a business name. I'm going to go on CAC portal. I'm going to look under the schedule of fees in the search icon, and then I'm going to go to businesses. I will scroll down to annual returns, and then I'm going to see how much I'm going to pay for annual returns. Now, I want you to also note that at the end of the schedule, you would see where CAC indicated fees for late filing. Late filing. So for a business name is very different from that of a company. Now you know that a company could be big and a company could be small depending on the shareholding the company has. So you have to go to the end of the schedule of fees for you to find out or determine what exactly your company or your business name or your incorporated trustee or your company limited by guarantee is going to pay. So now that's about schedule of fees. I hope this answers most of the questions that anybody is asking me concerning CAC schedule of fees. Hello, Bashar Shehu Aliyu. You're welcome. If you have any CAC related questions pertaining to businesses in Nigeria, you can ask me. I will answer you in real time. Okay, so going on to questions that people have been asking before. Hello, Mr. Yusuf Abba. Hello. You're just joining. You can ask me any question relating to CAC business registration or pre-incorporation in Nigeria so that I can answer you in good time. In real time, I'm here to answer your questions. Okay. So before you ask your questions, I'll go on to answer questions that other people have been asking while I was away from YouTube. So I've answered questions about annual returns filing as at 2023 and what you need to do in order not to make a mistake. And I've answered questions on how to get CAC schedule of fees. Now on to the next question. Yes, I also answered the question about how to become a CAC registered agent in Nigeria. Now, people still ask me which is better to register, if it's a company or a business name. Now, what I'm going to say about that is it depends on what you want to do. I've answered this question in a previous video, but I'm going to go ahead and still answer it again because people still ask. Now, it all depends on the objects of the business. Usually, a business name just does one particular thing. A business name usually is not allowed to do a lot of things apart from just doing general contracts. A business name is not necessarily allowed to have a lot of objects in its documents, but a company is allowed to have more than one object in its documents. So meaning that a company can have a road transportation business as its objective, and also have a hair salon business as its objective, and also have a career company as its objective, and it can also be a general contractor. So now it depends on what you want the company or the business to do. Answering this question, I'm going to say it's always safer to register a company. Although it is more expensive, it's safer usually to register a company because a company can do a lot more than what a business name can do. Now, you know that there's a big company and there's a small company. A big company can actually do more than what a small company can do. And how do we know what a big company is or what a small company is? It depends on the shareholding that the company has. Now, Mr. Mohmad, yes, you've asked the question why some company registrations are coming out with the thing automatic while others are not coming out with the thing except when the certificate is ready. Then you go to FIRS to apply for thing. Okay, usually incorporated trustees come out with TIN numbers, and companies, that is companies that have LTD or limited beside it, they usually come out with TIN numbers automatically. Now, usually business names don't come out with TIN numbers. You know why? A company is different from the owners. That is, a company might have 30 shareholders for per se, and those 30 shareholders are not the company. So if I own a company that's called Ado Limited is a different person, legal person under the law, completely different from the 30 of us that are the shareholders in the company. So CAC is looking at it as a body it created, as a person it created. So it can give it a TIN number directly when it is registering it for you. Likewise, an incorporated trustee. The trustees might be trustees in that incorporated company, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the incorporated trustee registered is not a human on its own. It's not an entity on its own, not human. It is an entity that has the rights as a human being has. It can sue you and you can sue it. It is completely different from the name of the shareholder or the trustees that have it. Now, business name, as you know, a business name is you. You are your business name. So CSE cannot tell you your TIN number. You know your TIN number. Yes, because you are the business. It doesn't matter if the name of the business is Aba Enterprises. So long as it's a business name, you are the owner of the business name, and CAC expects you to have a TIN number or to go and get a TIN number. So I would distinguish it now. A business name usually does not have a TIN number when it's registered with CAC, when the certificate comes out. But things like a company, an incorporated trustee, your company is limited by guarantee, they usually come out with their own TIN number. If you have registered any of these three things and they have not come out with their own TIN number, you should likely go to CAC and make a complaint, or you go to the FIRS and request that your TIN number for your company or your incorporated trustee be created for you. Now, FIRS, I want you to know that FIRS is for companies and incorporated trusts. That's Federal Inland Revenue Service. So it's federal. Anything that has LTD or limited beside it goes to FIRS for TIN related issues. But as a human, for a business name, you go to the IRS of your state. For example, Yes, I am back and live. Hopefully, it doesn't go off anymore. So, I am in the FCT, Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. So, if I have team related issues for my business name or for my business, I will go to the FCT IRS or Sokoto State IRS, that kind of thing. So, I hope that answered your question, Mr. Abba. Thank you for coming on live and thank you for participating. If you have any other questions, I'm also here to answer you in real time. Okay, so we'll be moving on to other questions that we have that I have jotted down from questions people have been asking in my comments section. If you're just joining and you are not here before, please, you can ask me any CAC related questions pertaining to businesses in Nigeria and I will answer you in real time. Just type your questions out and I will answer. If you're not satisfied, you can ask me further. I'll still make more clarifications. Okay, so other questions that people are asking are, you're welcome, Mr. Yusuf, Mr. Abba, you're welcome. You're welcome. I really hope I answered that question. Now, about, yeah, opening of bank accounts for your business. Usually, you have to go to the bank to open an account, a bank account. I mean, it's in the name. What usually the bank requests for, every bank has their own priorities. They have documents that they need. So it depends on the bank that you're going to. Usually they are going to ask you for your CAC documents. Even if you are a company or you are a business name, the bank is going to ask you for your documents. Now, there are two things you're supposed to get, two or three, depending on if it's a business name or a company you're supposed to get after your business is registered. You're supposed to get the certificate. That's the thing that carries your business number. So is it your RC number, registered company number, or is it your BN number, that's business number, or is it your IT number, that is incorporated trustee number? So that's the first one. You're going to get your CAC certificate. Now there's something called status report. A lot of people don't know when they get their businesses registered, you're supposed to download your status report within 7 days. Likewise, your certificate and any other document, like constitution of an IT, for example. So to open the account, like I said, you need your certificate, you need your status report. Now, your status report, it shows the existing activity of the directors and the shareholders and the address of a company at that time. So if you get a status report, what you're going to likely see is definitely the name of the company, the number, the business number of the company, the number of directors the company has, the number of shareholders the company has, their email addresses, their service addresses, yeah, those that have been removed, those that have been retained, And usually for a new company or a new business, you would see the time indicated wherein you should go and file your annual returns. So per se, I registered something at a particular time, maybe this year. CC is going to indicate when next I'm going to pay my annual return on that new status report. So you're likely going to see it on the status report. Now, for a company, the certificate, your status report, another thing to be included is your MEMAT, that is your memorandum of association and your article of association. Those are the things that guide companies' affairs when they are going to have their meetings, how many types of meetings they are going to have, their voting prowess, how they vote. Basically, it gives the guideline of how a company is to operate, and that is usually in the articles of association. Now, in the memorandum, that's you see it's memorandum and article. Now, in the memorandum of association, you're likely going to see the objectives of the business, what the business is going to be doing. Is it going to be a hair salon? Is it going to be an aeronautical company? Is it going to be a farming company? So, whichever one it is, you're going to be seeing it likely in your memorandum of association. So, the memorandum of association and the article of association, they both come together. They are together in one, one, yeah, usually they come together. So it's called a MEMAT. The memorandum of association is usually in front, and the article of association is behind the memorandum of association. So for a company, you get a certificate, you get a status report, and you get a MEMAT. For a business name, you just get a certificate and a status report. And for an incorporated trustee, you will get the certificate, you will get the status report, and you will get your constitution. Now, the constitution is like the article of association of a company. The constitution depicts how they carry out their duties, how many kinds of meetings they're going to have, how many types of meetings they might have in a year, in a month, who their executives are going to be, etc. So that's to answer that. Okay, I see another question. There is a company who are not paid annual returns for 4 years. Hence, the owners want to for 41 years. Hence, the owners want to pay now. Are they going to pay year by year? Yes, they are going to pay year by year. So now, let's say the company was registered. I want to believe you said the annual returns has not been filed for 4 years. So I'm going to answer based on that. No, you can't get it together. You're going to file it year by year. Now, there's going to be a penalty. Let's say you're supposed to file annual returns normally for a company and it's supposed to be 20,000 naira, for example. There's a penalty fee CAC is going to give you. So it's going to automatically generate from remit, and when you want to pay it, you would see it for the particular year. And don't forget that there are different types of companies. Like you said, it's a company. So it's a big company or a small company. So you cannot know the amount of money you're going to pay for annual returns until you know if the company is big or if the company is small. So the amount of money that a company that is small will pay, and by big and small company, I'm talking about the shareholding they have. So the company with bigger shareholding above a certain amount, that's a big company, and share company with share capital usually 1 million is a small company. So the amount of money they will pay is very different from the amount of money a company that is big will pay. So, to answer your question, they are going to be paying year by year. You pay for each year, and don't forget that you're going to also be adding the penalty fees. So, what you would have paid that particular year that you had to pay, but you didn't pay, you're going to pay a penalty for it when you are paying it presently. So, I would reiterate and say you're going to pay it one by one, year by year. And I'm going to say this again, please don't try to do everything at once. Mr. Abba, I hope you're still here. Don't try to pay for everything at once. If you pay for the first year, wait for the acknowledgement copy, the acknowledgement letter from CAC responding to the fact that they have seen you have filed, and them notifying you that they have acknowledged your payment and your filing. You receive it before you file for another one. If you try to file for more than one company for more than 1 year at a time, most likely your annual returns will disappear because CAC portal is clogged. CAC portal is presently clogged. So don't try to file more than one. I have lost quite an amount of money trying to file for more than 1 year. So file it year by year and don't file for another year until the year you filed has come out. There's also CAC presently also does refunds with a certain percentage being removed, but it's quite insignificant compared to the amount of money that you might have lost. So I would also like to make a video soon about how CAC refunds people their money. So if you've had any issues about annual returns filing and it suddenly disappeared, don't be scared. Maybe you did some annual returns filing, or you paid for change of director or a change of shareholder and you suddenly didn't see it on the portal. Just keep your receipts handy and file again. Most likely the second time is going to come out. So I hope that answered your question, Mr. Abba. Thank you for your engagement again. I'm very grateful for your engagement. Don't forget, you can ask me any question relating to CAC businesses and I will answer you in real time. I hope my mic is still on. Yes, my mic is still on. Okay, now another question I got mostly when I in my how much the exact payment for registration of incorporated trustee on remitter. Now, sometimes CAC can change their fees. So I would advise you to go to CAC portal. It's type on your search engine cac.gov.ng, cac.gov.ng. Now, when you get there, you're going to see CAC website. And on the CAC website, you're going to see a search icon. So when you get to the search icon, you type CAC schedule of fees. You're going to see the exact amount. Don't forget that remitter will also add their charges. So maybe usually if you're paying with USSD code, the money that goes is about 161 naira 25 kobo or 65 kobo. But if you're paying with your card, usually it's 222 naira and either 25 or 65 kobo goes out. So all the fees you want to pay on CAC website or for CAC, either pre or post incorporation, they're all on the CAC portal. Just go to cac.gov.ng, go to the search icon and type CAC schedule of fees. You would see the exact amount that you most likely will be charged on remitter. That is minus the remitter charges and the bank charges. Like I said, if you're paying with USSD code, it's just cheaper with fewer naira, with I would say maybe 70 naira if you're paying with USSD code. But if you're paying with your card, it's higher by 70 naira thereabouts what you would pay if you were using USSD code. I hope that answers your question. I want you to get the exact amount. I don't want to give you an amount and you go there and it's different. I know the amount by heart, but sometimes these fees change. So I want you to go to their website and see the exact amount for yourself. Okay, yes. So I was answering a question. Do I even Okay, so another question, like I was answering earlier, most people were usually telling me, sending emails to me that they had problems, they were experiencing some issues as regards as regards share capital that was queried. They don't know how to move forward, they don't know how to move backward on and how to solve it. I've made a video concerning this, but I'll also still talk about this. Usually, the shareholding for a company depends on what you want the company to do. You need to go to CAC website and also type share capital threshold. When you get to the search icon on cac.gov.ng, you type in for shareholding, share capital threshold. So now for each type of business, CAC writes it there. CAC writes it in their on their portal there for the thresholds of share capital, the amount necessary, the shareholding amount necessary for each company objective. So what a shipping company would do is not what a company that just does road courier would do. Definitely the road courier could be 1 million naira in shareholding, but that of a shipping company has to be way higher. So please, before you register a business, go to CAC, find out the exact shareholding threshold that particular objective you want has, or you can just Google it. But it's best to go on the website. When you go on the website, you get real time information. In case things have changed, you get the exact information from CAC as to the shareholding they want you to have. Now, another question: what are the requirements for a registration of business to limited liability company? Now, usually you need to have all the details of the business, the exact business that you want to convert to a company. That is the first thing you need to have because you are going to be referring to it in terms of the name or the RC number subsequently. So now the first thing you're supposed to do is to keep a name or two names handy that you want to reserve. It's like reserving a name for a new company. You can keep that name. It's just that it's not going to have limited or LTD beside it. Let's say that business name is called Abba Enterprises. So I'm going to go to CAC and I'm going to reserve a name as if I'm reserving it for the first time. Now, when you're reserving the name, you've typed in the name you want. Obviously, like you're asking, it's a company, so it has to have LTD or limited, the word limited or the acronym LTD behind the name. For example, ABBA Ltd or ABBA Limited. So when you're about to reserve the new name, you're going to see reason for reservation. That's when you now type in that you want to re-register the business as a limited liability company. So CAC will let you in on if the name is available for you to register as a company or not. But that's most likely someone has taken the name or the name is likely to mislead the public. So in the comments where you see after the reason for reservation, it's obviously not a new incorporation, it's like a re-registration. You click on it and then under it in the comments you are going to write that you are trying to register that particular. You look at the certificate of the business name, the old one you want to convert to a new company. You type in the exact name and the RC number and then you do that reservation. Then once the name is allowed, now the requirements you're going to be needing are, you're going to be needing first the means of identification of each of the shareholders. Now, the shareholders, I would most likely advise you to get their NIN slip or their NIN card. Usually, the slip does not come with the date of birth, so don't forget to also ask them for the date of birth if their slip does not contain the date of birth. So you will need a means of identification. And like I earlier said, to be on the safe side, ask for their NIN. Now you're going to be needing their signatures too. Make sure that they append their signatures on plain sheets, not sheets that have lines or stains. And make sure that when a picture of the sheet is being captured, no shadow is cast over that particular um, picture. Don't cast any shadow over the particular picture that you are taking. Or some signatures are usually generated electronically. So you can get that. So, like I said, you need their means of ID and you need their signatures. You also need other things like the name, the place, the address, the exact address of where the business will be situated, the number of shareholding that each particular shareholder is going to have. You also ask them the objectives of the business. Please ask them the objectives of the business. When you find out the objectives of the business, it will determine if you're registering the company as a big company or as a small company. Because when a business is registering itself to a limited liability company, obviously it wants to expand its scope, it wants to expand its powers, it wants to do more than it is doing presently. So ask them the exact objectives that they want the business to be doing, and then you can use it to determine the amount of shareholding, that is the share capital that the company is going to have. What else am I forgetting? If it was an incorporated trustee, you would definitely be needing their passport photographs, and if it's a business name too, you are going to be needing their passport photographs. Usually in company registration, limited liability company registration, you do not necessarily need their passport photographs, although you can ask for it to be on the safe side. So majorly these are the things that you need. You also, in the address, make sure to ask them for their local government area. You're going to be needing to provide that to CAC too. Yeah, that's basically it. Okay. Another question. I'm a new accreditation agent to CAC. Someone gave me work that is there any letter given by CAC which shows that the incorporated trustee is a non-profit organization. Let me read the question again. I'm a new accredited agent to CAC. Someone gave me, I want to believe that you mean a job. Is there any letter given by the CAC which shows that the incorporated trustee is a non-profit organization? No, CAC will not give you any letter. The certificate you have and the constitution. In the constitution, there's something, the constitution of an incorporated trustee. When you register an incorporated trustee, like I said earlier said in the video, you are going to be given three things. Number one is your certificate. Number two is your status report. And number three is the constitution. And it's the constitution that guides what the incorporated trustee will be doing. Now, in that constitution, you will flip through the pages, look for what we call the special clause. Now, in the constitution, the special clause depicts that whatever dividend, whatever money that the incorporated trustee gets, it's not going to use it for the profit of its trustees. That is, it's going to be only used for the propelling of the objectives of that particular IT. So CAC is not going to give you any letter. The constitution that CAC gave to the incorporated trustee is enough to show that the incorporated trustee is a non-profit organization. In fact, anybody that hears the name incorporated trustee knows that incorporated trustee does not make profit for the enjoyment or the benefits of her members or trustees, but rather for the propelling of the goal of that incorporated trustee. I hope that answered your question, sir. I will stay on a few more minutes before I take a bow. I'm very grateful for this session. Thank you so much, Mr. Abba, for your questions. I'm also here. If you have more questions, I'm willing to answer any other question you have for me. And if you didn't catch anything, you can always come back and watch this video. So, um, on my list, I don't have any other questions that I believe I needed to answer. based on all the comments I've been receiving since I have been away from my channel. I just wanted to use this video as a warm up, an introduction to the videos I will soon be posting, hopefully, as I have not posted in over 2 years. I really, really appreciate the interaction with Mr. Abba. You have asked quite a number of questions, and it has propelled the objectives for which this video was created. You're welcome, Mr. Abba. You're welcome. Okay, so if you don't have any other questions, kindly indicate, or if you have anyone, indicate so that I can answer, or I can end my live stream. Miss Ali, you're welcome. Don't forget to ask me any question if you have. Thank you for your interaction. Okay, Mr. Abba, I can see you have more questions. Keep it coming. I will answer you. Excuse me, sorry. Having a cough. Excuse me. Okay, I cannot see any more questions. So I'll just give it a few more seconds before I hit the end button. Okay, so about when it's 45 minutes in, I will be ending my live. I hope this video comes across as helpful to anybody that comes across it. Basically, this is what my channel does. I answer questions based on CC related issues, particularly pertaining to businesses, companies, incorporated trustees in Nigeria. So we have a few more seconds to go before I end my live. Still want to thank every other person that has subscribed to my channel in my absence. The channel has really grown and has come far from what I was even thinking it will do when I first began my channel. Hopefully, you would see more of my content. Hopefully, I hope I create more meaningful, more enlightening content for you, my wonderful viewers and subscribers. I am highly, highly thankful for your support in my absence for the past 2 years. Hopefully, I won't be absent for this long again. All right. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.